Hi, I'm Shelley. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be my September TBR, loosely. This past week has been pretty busy. My youngest daughter is back at university. I had to move her in to her apartment over the weekend and just got back last night, so I haven't really had a chance to go through some of the books that I wanted to read in September. And the ones that I want to read are a lot, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to get through even half of them, but all depends how much time I make for my reading, I guess. So, because I also have to pick my TBR Jar Veteran, there's only 4 books left. And I did catch up on the other books that I was behind on. I did not finish The Green Dwarf, so I'm not sure if I will by the end of the year or not, or I might call it a DNF, but I haven't really picked it up. So, but the rest of them I have read, and I'll pick from this jar at the end of the video. And there's also books for the Buzzword reading challenge this month. I like to take part in that every month. It's a fun reading challenge by Books and Lala. And the challenges are a book with foliage on the cover for the on the cover challenge, and for the word in the title is an event. So it could be anything like a season, a day, or a night, any type of event. I did pick out some books there that I was thinking about, and if you were thinking about doing the challenge, it could be like The Wedding People, that is wedding in the title. And there's also After the Funeral. A funeral would be an event with events like beginning and end. So After the Funeral. I was also thinking about this one, The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. I've read a couple of her books and I enjoyed them. And I was waiting on the audiobook from the library. It's still a ways out, so I'm not sure if I'll read this one or not. That's one of my choices, I think. The other two are least like to be my choices. So, and I would also like to read, let's see, the next book in the Temperance Brennan series. I did read book 7 last month, and book 8 is called Crossbones. It's by Kathy Reichs, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it because of the TV show Bones, which I did watch when it was out. My husband and I really enjoyed it, so now I've been going through the books. I've read like 3 or 4 of the newest ones. There is one comes out November, I think, which I'll probably be picking up. So it might be a bit confusing maybe when I read the newest one and then I'm reading this one. So, but I'll figure it out. But in this one, Crossbones, examining a badly decomposed corpse is de rigueur for forensic anthropologist Temperance Brennan. But puzzling damage on the body of a shooting victim, an Orthodox Jewish man, suggests that this is no ordinary Montreal murder. When a stranger slips Tempe a photo of a skeleton unearthed at an archaeological site, Tempe uncovers chilling ties between the dead man and secrets lying buried in the dust of Israel. Traveling there with Detective Andrew Ryan, Tempe plunges into an international mystery as old as Jesus and centered on the controversial discovery of Christ's tomb. Has a mastermind lured her into an elaborate hoax? If not, Tempe may be on the brink of rewriting 2,000 years of history if she can survive the foes dead set on burying her. So, as always, their books sound interesting in this series, so that's that one. And let's see, what else was I planning on reading? For the foliage on the cover for the Books and Lala Buzzword Challenge, one of the books is, I have a few e-arcs that I'm behind on reading, and actually a few of them come out October 7th, so I would like to try to read them in September ideally, rather than waiting till the last minute, which is what I do a lot of the time. But one that I want to read, and it has foliage on the cover, is The Witching Moon Manor by Stacy Sivinsky, which is this one right here. And I got the e-arc from Annette Galley. So I would like to read that one. That is the second book in the, I think it's called the Spellbound Sisters series. I'm not sure, like this is the second book. The first one came out last year and I really enjoyed it. That was the Crescent Moon Tea Room. And that one also has a lot of foliage on the cover. So I mean, if you were interested in a cozy, witchy fantasy book, this is definitely the time of year to pick this one up, and it would suit that challenge. And this one, ever since the untimely death of her parents, Anne, Beatrix, and Violet Quigley have made a business of threading together the stories that rest in the swirls of ginger, cloves, and cardamom that lie at the bottom of their customers' cups. Their days at the tea shop are filled with talks of butterflies and good fortune intertwined with the sound of cinnamon shortbread being snapped by laced fingers. That is, until a council of witches comes calling with news that the city diviner has lost her powers, and the sisters suddenly find themselves being pulled in different directions. As Anne's magic begins to develop beyond that of her sisters, Beatrix's writing attracts the attention of a publisher, and Violet is enchanted by the song of the circus, and perhaps mischievous trapeze artists threatening to sweep her off her feet. It seems a family curse that threatens to separate the sisters is taking effect. With dwindling time to rewrite their future and help three other witches challenge their own destinies, the Quigleys set out to bargain with fate, but in focusing so closely on saving one another, will they lose sight of themselves? And I really did enjoy this book. I thought it was a really nice story. It's cozy, witchy fantasy, so perfect for in the fall. So, like I said, I will be picking up the Witching Moon Manor because that one comes out October 7th. So I do want to read that one. And another arc that I wanted to read that would actually fulfill the event and the foliage on the cover is The Christmas Cure by Kristine Winters. That one there. And it's a cute Christmassy romance book. I don't really know a lot about it, but I don't read a lot of romance, but of course when Christmas is involved, I do read it. So I'm looking forward to reading that one, if that one comes out in October 7th as well. And what else? There is one, actually it's down here. I just got in the mail. It just came out. Maybe you can guess what it is because everybody's talking about it. And that is Katabasis by R.F. Kuang. This book is heavy. I don't know what the paper is made of, but it's heavy. And it has the beautiful, you probably can't see it in here, but it has the beautiful sprayed edges. And I picked up this special edition. It was on sale for, I think, even a couple of dollars cheaper than the standard edition, so I thought, why not pick it up? And it has this cover, which is really nice. It also has these interesting end pages. So, and I enjoyed her other books that I read, so looking forward to reading this one this month. In case you haven't heard of it, I'll just read. Katabasis, noun, ancient Greek, the story of a hero's descent to the underworld. Alisla has only ever had one goal, to become one of the brightest minds in the field of magic. She has sacrificed everything to make that a reality, her pride, her health, her love life, and most definitely her sanity. All to work with Professor Jacob Grimes at Cambridge, the greatest magician in the world. That is, until he dies in a magical accident that could possibly be her fault. Grimes is now in hell, and she's going in after him, because his recommendation is the key to her future, and he could hold her dreams in his now incorporeal hands. Unfortunately, her rival, Peter Murdoch, has come to the very same conclusion. With nothing but the records of Orpheus and Dante to guide them, bundles of chalk to draw the pentagrams necessary for their spells, and the burning desire to make all of the academic trauma mean anything, they set off across hell to save a man they don't even like. But hell is not like the storybook says. Magic isn't always the answer, and there's something in Alice and Peter's past that could forge them into the perfect allies, or lead them to their doom. So that one does sound very interesting. So I will be reading this one this month. I actually got the audiobook as well. So I will be reading and listening to this one. let's see, and there was a couple other books. Discovery of Witches series, third book, The Book of Life by Deborah Harkness. I was hoping to get to this one last month in August, although probably September is probably a better month to read it in, closer to, this time of year. And I wanted to watch, the series was on Amazon Prime, and of course the first two seasons follow the first two books, so I thought I'd watch those. I never watched them before, and then before reading the third book. Of course, when I went on Amazon Prime, it's AMC Plus, and the first two seasons were going away, like the end of August, 1st September. So of course I had to binge watch the first two seasons last month before they went away. This third season is still there apparently, which is weird. I don't know why they do that. So now this month I'm hoping to, either this month or October, but hopefully this month, because where I watched the two seasons, I'm like kind of caught up and remember what happened. So I think I should read this now rather than later. In another book I've been meaning to read, The Lamplighters Bookshop by Sophie Austin. And I got the audiobook from the library, so I figured it would be a good time to read this one. It's a bookshop, and Evelyn Seaton answers an advertisement for an assistant in a forgotten Lamplighters bookshop in York. And she's not the only one with something to hide. And she meets William Morton, an aspiring writer. Of course, they both have secrets. I've seen mixed reviews, and some people say it's more on the relationship and less. I guess it's just a mystery set in a bookshop, more or less. But I'm sure I'll enjoy the story either way. So that's that one. And there was another e-arc. There's a couple other ones that I want to try to read, carry over from last month. But there is one. Let's see if I can find it. Another e-arc that is out October 7th. Apparently a lot of them came out October 7th, and now I'm a bit behind. So let me see. I don't think it's there on that one. NetGalley, maybe. This one is called We Had a Hunch by Tom Ryan. And it's described as Nancy Drew meets Yellow Jackets in a new small town mystery from USA Today bestselling author Tom Ryan that answers a simple question: what happens to your favorite teenage detectives when they grow up? I read one of his books that came out last year, and I really enjoyed it. So this one seemed interesting as well. It's, of course, a mystery. I read a lot of mysteries, and more so this time of year. I'll try to put a picture up. I'll put a picture up on the screen because the picture in here is a bit small. So, maybe I can make it bigger. Let me see. And there we go. That one there. We Had a Hunch by Tom Ryan. He's a Canadian author. So I'm looking forward to reading that book. And I think with all those, if I get to half of those, I'll be happy. So, let me see. Now I will pick from this jar. There's only 4. They're all stuck together, of course. So, get them apart and just grab one. There's only like one book that looks short. The rest look longer. So, and I want to get that book read this month. So some of the others, like I said, may get put aside. But I do want to read my ebooks, the e-arcs that I asked for. So I really should read them before the books come out. So all right, this one here. It is, let's see. Oh. Okay, so that cut off. I got almost to the end of the video, and I've been trying something new with my using my cell phone to record through the camera, and of course every now and then it disconnects, and just when I had picked the book, it disconnected and I didn't realize. But this is the book that I did pick from the jar, and it is Starlight by Richard Wagamese, which I've had a few years, of course, because it's in the jar. And I have been meaning to read it. I've read a nice few of his books. The only ones, I'll get this down here. And I have most of his books I actually put in little free libraries after I read them, because I find that I haven't really seen any Indigenous authors' books in little free libraries. So I thought maybe someone might be interested in reading them. I have kept some of his nonfiction, smaller books I have kept. So this one is, I think it's the last book that Richard Wagamese wrote before he passed away. He passed away a few years ago. And this one is about, well, it says here, from the beloved best-selling author of Indian Horse and Medicine Walk, Richard Wagamese's final novel is a rapturous and profoundly moving story of love, compassion, mercy, and the consolations to be found in the natural world. So this one, Frank Starlight is long settled into a quiet life working his remote farm, but his contemplative existence comes to an abrupt end with the arrival of Emmy, who has committed a desperate act so she and her child can escape a life of violence. Frank takes in Emmy and her daughter to help them get back on their feet. And this accidental family eventually grows into a real one, but Emmy's abusive ex isn't content to just let her go. He wants revenge and is determined to hunt her down. Starlight was unfinished at the time of Richard Wagamese's death, yet every page radiates with his masterful storytelling, intense humanism, and insight. It is a magnificent last gift to readers from a writer who believed in the power of stories to save us. And that is, I do believe that about his writing. He's a Canadian Indigenous author. And like I said, I really did enjoy his books that I've read of his. There's a few that I haven't read that I would like to pick up. And, but definitely this one is the last one I have that I haven't read. And I really am looking forward to finally reading this one. And then maybe picking up the ones that I haven't read, and maybe rereading the nonfiction that he wrote as well. So that's that one from the TBR jar. Now, I think that's it for the books I want. I think that's enough for the books I want to read. So I have witchy books, a couple of witchy books, some cozy book set in a bookshop. All right, so that time the phone rang and I had to pause the video again. So I'm pretty well at the end. So I have some fantasy to read, some literally heavy fantasy to read this month. I have mystery, maybe romance set in a bookshop. I have witches, vampires, demons, third in the series. I have, well, there's another second in this witchy series, cozy witchy fantasy. The next one in the Temperance Brennan series. And a couple of maybes, such as The Midnight Feast. And the year arcs, of course, I want to read Christmassy romance and mystery. And of course, this one I will definitely be reading this month by Richard Wagamese. If you read this one, let me know. And if you've read any other ones, you can let me know. If you've read the new R.F. Kuang book, let me know. And I think that's it. So I'll be back soon I'm hoping to record another video maybe this evening. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon with another video. Bye.